Hi everyone, it's Amanda and today I'm here to review The Turn of the Screw and Other Stories by Henry James. So this is one of the picks for the BookTube Reading Buddies group Spooky October Challenge. So The Turn of the Screw starts with a group of friends who are sharing ghost stories, and one member of the party relates that he has a true story he would like to tell, and it is written down on a manuscript by one of the people who is involved. So the main body of the story is the contents of this manuscript. Now, the manuscript was written by a young governess who was employed to look after two orphan children by the children's uncle. Now, throughout the story, he is absent, so we just get the story of the governess and these two children and the small household staff and what happens to them. So after going off to this country house to look after these children, the governess soon becomes aware that things are a bit strange and there are ghosts present. And from here, the story moves on to her becoming obsessed with these ghosts and the idea that she needs to protect the children from the ghosts who she believes have bad intentions towards the children. And then as the story progresses, the governess becomes more and more convinced that the children are aware of the ghosts and perhaps even in league with them. So that is the straightforward ghost story part of it, but that's not all it is. So one of the things I really enjoyed about the story is that the narrator, the governess, is unreliable. We quite often don't have proof of what she's saying. We're just occupying her brain and what she believes to be true, what she believes to be the case. And as the story progresses, we sort of get the impression that it might not all be as it seems. And then the second thing that I really enjoy about it is the fact that the story is completely and utterly ambiguous. Even by the end of the story, we do not have an answer one way or the other regarding the truth, as it were, of what the governess has related to us. And I really enjoyed that. I really liked it that James did not feel the need to give us, really solid, basic answers. I like that he leaves it open to your own interpretation. So one thing I'd like to ask in this video is that if you have any other stories with unreliable narrators and sort of ambiguity around them, then I'd really appreciate it if you'd recommend them to me in the comments below, just because I don't think I've really read that much with that sort of unsure quality to it before, and I'd really like to explore some more. So the story was great, and I really liked this sort of extra style, I guess you'd call it, of the unreliable narrator. And yeah, I only gave it 3 stars, and that is because of Henry James's writing. His writing is just... It's like he was trying to punish me. Sort of all the sentences are really long, they have multiple clauses within them, there's double negatives, so on more than one occasion, by the time I'd got to the end of the sentence, I was having to go back to the beginning because I'd kind of forgotten what the start of the sentence was about. And so that made it a real struggle for me and really impacted my enjoyment of the story. Fortunately, I found out I'm not alone, because there was quite a few bits where I was like, am I just being a bit stupid here? Goodreads discussion for Spooky October, I mentioned this and other people were having the same problem, and I also looked up, I think it was Henry James's Wikipedia, and apparently Edith Wharton herself called him incomprehensible at times, so I feel like I'm in good company. So overall, I would recommend the story. I'm glad that I persevered and finished it. I think it's a really enjoyable sort of ghost story, and yeah, I'd recommend that people give it a go if long-winded sentences don't bother you too much. If they do, then you might possibly get quite frustrated with this one. As for the other stories in the book, so we have Sir Edmund Orme is one story, then Owen Wingrave, and the Friends of the Friends. So Sir Edmund Orme and Owen Wingrave are both very straightforward ghost stories. They still use this sort of long-winded writing style that I didn't really enjoy, and I found them pretty unsatisfying, to be honest. Those 2 stories I'd probably give 2 out of 5 stars. The Friends of the Friends I enjoyed a lot more. Again, this has an unreliable narrator and is quite ambiguous in what actually happened in the story, and I really enjoyed that. It tells the story of a woman who has 2 friends, and these 2 friends have never met, but they have many mutual friends, and everyone believes that they would get on famously because they have a lot in common, and also they both shared an experience of seeing a ghost when they were younger. So all of these friends, as well as our narrator, persevering and trying to get these two together, and they keep failing, and it becomes this sort of long-running joke. I wouldn't call it spooky so much, but there is an element of ghostliness in it, and it was just a really enjoyable short tale. But to be honest, I can totally see why The Turn of the Screw is the sort of more famous of the stories and why it's the title story in this collection, because by far and away it's the best in the collection. Overall, I gave The Turn of the Screw and Other Stories 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, docking a star because of the difficulty I had with the writing style, but it is an enjoyable read if you can persevere with it, and I would recommend giving it a go with that in mind about the writing style. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you're having a good October, and I will see you soon. Bye.